chopped up everything, like the mozzarella, the tomato, the basil.
Oh. All right, come on, one more. You got it.
My abs are like completely shot. I can like barely do these. 4.
Last exercise of the day.
5.
6. 10. 11. 15. 16. 17.
29. One more. Last one. Got this.
Good job.
Woo! Yeah. Skull crusher.
Ready for our weekend. Oh, my like ear, neck is numb. Oh, I don't know what happened.
Gosh, look at Mama's. They're like.
The whole morning has passed. Here we are in the afternoon. Because there's this one thing we want to talk about, and if you are here today, you are gonna get your money's worth from this vlog. How do I know that? Because this topic I have not heard discussed any place else on the planet. And it's not because I haven't looked. I am very fascinated by sex. The way this vlog goes is sometimes we let things slide that there's a lot that happens in our day and there's a lot we don't talk about. This particular thing actually came up on Wednesday. It's Friday, that's 2 days ago. We weren't even vlogging that day because we filmed that whole Shaytard reaction video. Then I was like, big deal, it'll come up in the future. But I've been still thinking about it, so that's how we know we need to talk about it. We had a counseling meeting on Wednesday.
In the last 10 minutes, Ben says, what do you think about sexual fantasies to our counselor?
Because here's the scenario. While having sex, I have images come into my head that were inspired by pornographic stuff that I've seen over the years. And I don't really like that. Because I feel like when I'm with Cammie, I want to be thinking about Cammie. It's not every time, but it's enough of the time that I'm like, if there's a better way, I'd like to know how to do that better way. So we started asking him about it. And my only thought from the past was, these images are bad, let's get rid of them. So I don't know, I won't say I felt guilty, but I don't know.
You didn't think they were positive.
Yeah, I just want them out. So the first question he asks is, how normal do you think this is? And I said, well, I think it's really normal. And he said, yeah, did he say 40%? He said 40% of people that are Christians say that they fantasize about other people during sex. But that doesn't really matter to me because I'm like, okay, well, just because it's popular doesn't make it right. But he was just kind of saying, okay, well, this is normal.
Then he went a step further and said, I don't think they're bad, but they give information about us. That's valuable.
Well, he didn't say they were right either. Like, he didn't say,
Yeah.
okay, great, like, have a bunch of these fantasies. But what he didn't say was like, oh, stop.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I had heard and been telling myself my whole life is like, oh, stop.
Yeah.
And instead he started asking questions. He goes, okay, what are these fantasies? And he said, have you ever communicated these to Cammie in the form of like a question? Like asking her if she'd be willing to participate or take steps towards some of these activities with you. Because a lot of these activities, they're not like bad. Mm-hmm. The punchline is this, like I realized, no, I haven't asked Cammie because I've given up on our relationship having some of these sexual activities. And here's just one example. You guys feel like a safe crowd. I'm gonna share my deepest sexual fantasies with you. Is I really like the idea of nude beaches. Now, not like with a bunch of people, but I like the idea of seeing Cammie naked or being naked with her, like, but not just in the dark in a bedroom. I feel like with like the Garden of Eden. Yeah, like, I don't know, we were meant to like be able to be free-er.
And experience the creation around us.
Yeah, and it just feels like more free and adventuresome. And like I said, forget about like the other people thing and all the safety issues, but let's say we could find a place on this planet where we could have this. I'd be like, that would be cool. Mm-hmm. But I've given up on asking her because I don't think she's into the adventure side. So I've just been like, okay, well, I'm okay with not doing that too. But what the therapist or counselors seemed to be indicating was me having this reoccurring fantasy is an indication that while I could say that I don't care, that's actually something that's still valuable to me.
Yeah.
That it's part of my sexuality and part of my psyche.
Yeah.
Not all of it. Like, it's not saying the whole fantasy is good. But that there might be something there that is good. And I never thought about that because I'm just like, oh, that's bad. I want to get rid of it.
Ben and I both grew up with this belief the only somewhat good sexual experience is 1, you got to be married, 2, you got to have it in your bedroom, and 3, it's got to be like a missionary position. Very like, this is the one position.
You were taught that?
Well, I don't think I was like taught it as in like, Cammie, this is what, but it was like assumed that was like the only thing that you
That was what good sex looked like.
Do. So like oral sex, like different positions, let alone like outside of the bedroom. All that is like taboo. Don't
in a
go
hot
there.
tub in Florida.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
You just did.
I didn't say we did it there.
When he starts talking about nude beaches and doing it outside, and I'm like, no, like there's something like really scary about that and feels kind of wrong, and what if someone sees us?
And sometimes I feel guilty for even having the thought, much less bring it up, because I know it doesn't make her comfortable. And I'm like, oh, maybe this is just something I saw in a porno, so it's bad. But I don't think that's necessarily the honest truth either. In fact, I think why it appeals sometimes in porn is because there's no other outlet for it. And I can't say a million times enough, I'm not justifying porn. I'm not saying you could have sex however you want. We do believe that there's guidelines and rules that make sex much more valuable.
But when certain things are repressed that aren't bad, then I think there is harm in that.
It's a lack of freedom.
Yeah.
So anyways, that night we had sex and it was so different, you guys. In one sense, it was super cool. Like physically, not the point, but emotionally, whatever these like fantasies were that I was trying so hard to keep in this little box and then get rid of, instead I decided to take a different approach of like opening up that box and sharing it with Cammie. And just saying, hey, we don't need to hit up a nude beach tomorrow, but would you be open to more adventure? And she wasn't even, I mean, like, it wasn't even conversation. A lot of it was just inside of me. But I was like taking that step of, of not containing that thing inside myself. And it really changed the sexual experience for me. In some ways, it actually made it more difficult because it was like 3D sex. Like I was there dealing with all of what's inside of me and like opening myself to all of what's inside of her. And it was harder than just zoning out.
And for me, I think it was, I felt like I had permission to not feel guilty, even if I have things running through my brain that like are sexual fantasies.
Because you haven't talked about your sexual fantasies.
No.
Okay, so, keep that a secret. This is just Ben's issues. The ladies,
I don't know if I'm
the
there
homeschool
yet.
moms can get it. Okay, well you don't have to.
Well,
I can tell them. Just kidding.
yeah, you stay on your side of the yard. I have things that are in my own brain whenever we like have sex. And I think I felt a ton of confusion and guilt over it. And I felt like our counselor was giving me permission to, you don't have to feel that. Which is really huge, I think. I think I felt like in order to be a good Christian, I should feel these, like, oh, this is a bad thought. Like, oh, I shouldn't have this thought. And I'm not saying, like Ben said, I'm not saying everything was good, but just to say, like, it's a thought, you know? It's a fantasy. It's something inside my psyche that I don't need to, like, beat myself up about.
It tells you you want something.
Yeah, and I think that helped me say, okay, maybe there's something good here even about my sexual fantasy. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it gave me more freedom while having sex, is one way to put it. And I think that was like really cool experience.
Okay, that's that. But let me show you guys, it's Shabbat, we're getting ready, and there's a lot going on in this kitchen right now. That is my corned beef for the Reubens I'm gonna be making here pretty soon with my Jewish rye bread. The Jewish rye has caraway seeds, which I think is better than just regular rye. I'm gonna be making some chicken sausage for breakfast, and I'm trying whole chickens now, which I've never done before. I've stocked up on sauerkraut and pickles, the highest quality. I had to go to 2 grocery stores to find these. And there's one more thing I'm doing. Oh, I'm making waffles. All in the next 2 hours, getting ready for Shabbat.
That's service.
All right, quick sausage update. We got all the chickens, the meat there. The bones are all here, and I feel okay about that because we're gonna put that in the freezer and freeze it for soup. And I went ahead and added all the seasonings to it, like all this stuff, because I think that this will actually mix the seasonings better and get it like smashed into the meat, which is what I want. I've never done sausage this way before. In fact, this is only my second time ever trying it, so we'll see how it goes this time, but I'm kind of excited. All right.
Even like talking or looking at your face, it's hard. I don't know, it's so hard. Because it's you see something where it's like, oh. The soundtrack of that should be Pink Floyd The Wall, you know? Kind of gross.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, this is the moment of truth. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think those are like pound and a half logs. Each of those will be used for a Saturday breakfast. So that'll last 7 or 8 weeks if we do it every time. But we gotta try it out here first. So this is no grease in the pan, which is kind of cool, I think, because we just use the natural chicken fat in there. Now, you can't fake it, but you also gotta say it's really good.
Mmm.
Okay.
I'm not faking it. It's actually really good. Needs a little salt, but.
Oh yeah, I'll have to salt it more.
The other seasoning is really good.
Rainier, try this. Bite.
Uh-huh.
Okay, okay.
Oh, you put
I'll have it, don't worry about it. We are at the end of another week, and it was very therapeutic making that sausage and cooking and spending time to prepare for our feast. We believe Shabbat, or rest, is the most important holiday of the year. That's why it happens 52 times. Every Saturday we celebrate this. It's more important to us than Christmas. And it reminds us that no matter how good of work we do, it doesn't make us who we are. And no matter how bad of work we do, or incomplete of work we do, it doesn't make us who we are. We are not identified or valued by our work. So we hope you guys have a way of resting and celebrating with your families and the people that care about you. We'll see you guys next week. Shabbat Shalom.